Okay guys, I did a thing, I mentioned a long time ago that I was going to be doing some custom pipes on my TL1000S 1997. And after a couple months of waiting, I finally got the bike back. However, a couple of issues happened. First, bike didn't want to start, and then the welder had mentioned that the bike wasn't charging. So I bought a new battery. I haven't had a chance to check out the charging system just yet. The bike starts and it'll run in idle, but right off the bat I knew something was up because I think either the exhaust, it might be too restrictive because of a couple of bends, or maybe I don't have enough back pressure because I did go with a slightly larger diameter pipe. But let me show you. And what I'm looking for is maybe people who already have a TL1000S, throw some feedback. I'm open to all feedback, whatever it is, positive, negative, and I'm sure there's gonna be some negative because of the actual exhaust, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But now let's have. So here it is. So there is my quote-unquote custom slip-on exhaust. So if we go here, let's take a look at it from the back. And then finally on this side. So I do like the way it looks. Okay, I know everyone's gonna say, what is this crappy exhaust, this fake Aquapovic? And I agree with you. But this is more of an experiment. I didn't want to start throwing big dollars at this thing, even though the exhaust, because the welder's time is expensive, cost me enough. I have my expensive bikes. There's for at least $20,000 in upgrades on this thing. I got my Desmo, I got my SP, my R1. So this was more of like a play bike, which it only cost me a couple of grand. And crazy thing is, this is actually, I prefer riding this. I love my RC, don't get me wrong, but I prefer riding this than all my other bikes because it's comfortable, it's easy, doesn't have some sort of crazy power. Yeah, a little bit torquey, but nothing crazy. It doesn't compare to won't compare it to some of the new bikes, the Panigale and the track bike and the newer R1. But that's part of its charm. Now here's my problem. The bike will start, the bike will idle. I tried, it's super loud though, that's the other thing I need to mention. I tried riding it, didn't make more than 10 feet before it died. So I am going to bring it to my friend's shop to see if there's something else going on other than what we did with the pipe, and it's possible, and I've already put it on some of the forums, Facebook groups, that a lot of guys are saying this aggressive bend, the same on the other side, is causing the problem because of back pressure and scavenging, where either is choking it, which is possible, but it is a slightly larger diameter, and it is pretty much a straight through. So I don't know if it's again not enough back pressure or too much because of the flow isn't happening because of this bend right here. Now as you can see here, so everything's reversible, by the way. So you can see here, okay, everything there is fine. I'm not worried about here. This could be the source of my issues, but I don't know 100%. So I want to hear from anyone who is a TLS fanatic, who might know more about the exhaust and more about the bike, of potentially what could some of the issues be. I'm really, as a matter of fact, this is all disheartening because I was looking so forward after sitting out for 2 months. I barely didn't get to ride it. The season's pretty much over. We do have some sunny days ahead, which is why I want to figure out what the issue is with this, and hopefully fix it so I could at least ride it for, maybe we might get a few more extra days all the way up in November. Otherwise, what I might end up doing is putting the stock exhaust back on, but I probably still have to do a sleeve to get it back here again. And yeah, at least ride it for, even though it's stock, ride it for at least the rest of the season. So that's what I want to show everyone. Feel free to throw in some comments of what you think it could be, if you have any idea, if you have experience with the exhaust from a TLR, TLS, both very similar. again, yes, I know everyone's going to say the Timu pipes and everything else, but again, I already knew that. I just wanted this as more of a trial to whatever, to see if I like the look. I really do like the look. I know that a lot of people don't. It's not everyone's cup of tea. That's okay. I do have baffles for it because it is. Ooh, there's good sounding loud. There's bad sounding loud. This is fairly loud. But yeah. So issues again. Seems like it runs, but even when it's running, the throttle is very, very not responsive. It is slow. And then finally, if I do try going, it's like a dog, complete dog, and then couldn't make it more than 10 feet before it dies. So it's either choking or it's just not getting enough back pressure where it wants to die out. But thoughts, opinions, please throw them in. Give me your feedback, and in the meantime, I got to figure out something else. I might just fucking scrap this entirely and go with an entirely new design, which would be more of like your traditional high pipe with not too many bends, just a straight angle up, similar like to the TLRs. Anyhow, listen, thanks. Hope to hear from some people that are much wiser than me, and we'll go from there. Ciao.